From a high-speed motorcycle pursuit on a dark highway, to an Arkansas trooper hitting a pit maneuver on a fleeing white SUV, and so much more. These are the most intense police chases ever caught on camera. Which moment did you find most intense? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. On September 29, 2023, in Washington County, Arkansas, an Arkansas state trooper spotted a sport bike without a license plate. The rider decided to drop a gear and disappear, kicking off a high-speed pursuit hitting speeds of 140 miles per hour. Ripping through the city streets of Springdale at triple-digit speeds is pure insanity. This guy is treating public roads like a closed track, blowing through red lights and putting every innocent driver and pedestrian in the path of a potential high-speed wreck.
We're west of the Interstate. Coming up to Sunset now. You okay over there? Turning back southbound, staying on G. George. Coming back up to Don Tyson. We got one car on the roadway.
We're on it now.
Lay that bike down, bitch. Coming up to Don Tyson. We might get on the Interstate southbound.
Out on Interstate 49, the rider continues to weave through heavy traffic at 140 miles per hour. At this velocity, there is absolutely zero margin for error. One wrong move from a commuter or a single pothole would turn this chase into a fatal recovery scene in an instant.
Southbound from Don Tyson, coming up to Johnson. Move, Randall. On Interstate. Good pursuit.
The pursuit reached a frustrating end when the rider managed to vanish into the darkness after exiting the highway. Despite the Springdale Police Department bringing in a K-9 unit to track the scent, the suspect remains at large. He got away this time, but he is looking at felony fleeing and reckless endangerment charges if he is ever identified.
And then, like you said, he disappeared.
On April 11, 2021 in Atlanta, Fulton County, Georgia. Georgia State Patrol troopers spotted a group of illegal dirt bikes on University Avenue. Instead of pulling over, the rider on the yellow dirt bike decided to test the patience of the most aggressive state troopers in the country.
University of Metro 1.
This guy is weaving through heavy traffic like the streets are his personal playground. Georgia State Patrol is known for their relentless pursuit style, and they are definitely not letting this bike out of their sight that easily.
Get off the radio, 1080 northbound Metro.
The chase shifts into the residential neighborhoods. The suspect is trying to use the bike's agility to cut corners and jump curbs, but troopers, camarade, and tenant are coordinating perfectly, closing every gap with expert precision.
Up to the stop sign, I got you.
Click on Malin. Click on Malin. Click on Malin.
It is game over for this reckless stuntman right at the park. The troopers shut down his escape routes and forced him off the bike before he could even blink. A perfect takedown for someone who thought they were above the law. The suspect was taken into custody and faces charges for reckless driving, fleeing and eluding, and operating an off-road vehicle on city streets. Under Georgia law, felony fleeing can lead to up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Never challenge the silver and blue Interceptors unless you want to spend your weekend behind bars. On June 16, 2026 in Pulaski County, Arkansas, Trooper Charles Greeno with the Arkansas State Police spotted a white GMC Terrain speeding. Instead of pulling over, the female driver decided to initiate a high-speed chase through these narrow and dangerous back roads. She is flying down these rural lanes at a lethal pace. A single mistake here could lead to a total disaster, but ASP interceptors have zero intention of letting this reckless driver vanish into the woodline.
Witness contact with the key holder.
A heavy and precise pit maneuver finally shuts down the show. This driver nearly caused a horrific head-on collision with innocent bystanders. In Arkansas, running from the law only ensures your day ends in a cloud of dust and handcuffs. It is game over for 30-year-old Elizabeth Hart. Charged with felony fleeing and reckless driving, she is looking at up to 6 years in state prison and thousands of dollars in fines. Never be stupid enough to think you can outrun the blue lights of Arkansas. On July 22, 2025 on Interstate 40, an Arkansas state trooper spotted a Harley-Davidson motorcycle lane splitting dangerously. Instead of stopping, the rider decided to push his luck at triple-digit speeds. Weaving through traffic at over 115 miles per hour reduces the margin for error to near zero. A second trooper joins the hunt, because one set of blue lights clearly was not enough of a hint for this guy.
Harley, like a torture.
Right now. We're young Victor 96. We're young Victor 96. We're still on the shoulder. I'm in the left lane. Everybody's moving over for me right now.
These guys are back up the shoulder now. Just got to get out of the farm now.
Traffic's clearing back up. I'm slowing down here. I think he's having some throttle problems. Still up on this one. I ain't staying over here, Dave. Yeah, we should be getting going on cut, I think. Yeah, let's stay to the rest of these lines. We can't do that. That 450, you go close. Yeah, I'm still a few miles out. I'm on Clinton Road. We're going in the woods.
The pursuit ends in the dirt at Pepper's Pond after the rider tried an off-road escape and failed miserably. David Acosta learned the hard way that you cannot outrun the radio or the combined resources of the state police. David Acosta was booked into the Faulkner County Detention Center on charges of fleeing and reckless driving. Choosing to run on a bike is a high-stakes gamble that almost always ends with handcuffs or a hospital bed. In Atlanta, Georgia, a Georgia State Patrol unit spotted a Sportbike flying through traffic. Instead of pulling over, Robert Avignon decided to redline it, weaving through heavy traffic at speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour. Running from GSP is never a bright idea, especially when you are gambling your commercial driver's license on a high-stakes pursuit. The chase came to a grinding halt as the rider wiped out right in front of a perimeter gate. Robert Avignon is now facing felony fleeing and reckless driving charges, a bitter end to his career as a professional truck driver.
Down street.
Oh shit.
Down street.
Oh shit. Get on the ground!
Right now. 701 line, he hit me out in this field.
You got a what?
On July 27, 2022, on Interstate 20 West, heading into Atlanta, a Georgia State Patrol unit spotted a Sportbike weaving through heavy traffic like a maniac. Instead of pulling over, the rider decided to turn the highway into his personal high-stakes racetrack. This rider is gambling with his life and everyone else on the road for a pointless rush. The trooper is maintaining a visual, but the relentless pressure of those blue lights in the mirrors is definitely closing in on the suspect's nerves. The pursuit highlights the reckless audacity of motorcycle runners in Georgia. Facing heavy charges like felony fleeing and reckless driving, the road for these riders usually leads straight to a prison cell or a trauma ward. Never try to outrun the long arm of the Georgia State Patrol.